We know about 8 planets, 5 dwarf planets, several trans-Neptunian objects, and their 200 moons, and several thousands of asteroids in our solar system. But what if I told you that there is a speculation of there yet being another planet lurking in the edges of the solar system, which is just simply too far for us to spot currently? Special scientists have called this mysterious world Planet X. The reason why people think Planet X actually exists is due to the weird and extended orbits of objects like dwarf planets and asteroids in the edges of the Kuiper belts. And Planet X might be the reason by using its strong gravitational force to flung them off center of our sun. Tales of this mysterious planet really began in the 1800s with a German astronomer named Urbain Le Verrier. Le Verrier calculated the orbit size of Uranus by calculating the mass of the planet. But when he actually looked at the solar system, Uranus's orbit was actually a little further out than his predictions. Then he suspected there being another planet pulling on Uranus with its strong gravitational force, and calculated where this planet should be to cause this anomaly. Then he sent his coordinations to his buddy Johann Galle at the Berlin State Observatory in Germany. In less than an hour of searching, Johann Galle actually found the ice giant that was pulling on Uranus, Neptune. Immediately, Urbain started to calculate its orbit and saw it was also ever so slightly off of orbit than to his predictions. Then it was clear there must be another planet pulling on Neptune, and then the search for Planet X began then. However, in 1930, an astronomer named Clyde Tombaugh found a large object beyond Neptune, Pluto. Everyone thought that the case of Planet X had been solved. But there was a problem. When astronomers started to analyze Pluto's mass, it was quickly clear that Pluto was far, far too small to perturb Neptune's orbit. And then everyone just was very disappointed and clearly just gave up and answered the theory of there being a tiny black hole perturbing on all these objects beyond Neptune and Uranus's orbit. However, this black hole theory only lasted until 2003, when 3 well-respected astronomers, Konstantin Batygin, Mike Brown, and Chad Trujillo, found numerous protoplanets with very, very weird orbits, and thought that Planet X might be the reason. And then the search of Planet X began again. And in 2003, they found an object called Sedna. Sedna had the weirdest orbit of them all. So take a look at this. This is Neptune's orbit, and this is where Sedna was when we first discovered it. And now you might be thinking, yes, Sedna has a really big orbit, but here's the thing. This is not Sedna's orbit. If you're familiar with these things, you would know that objects like Pluto would orbit the sun in more of an ellipse. Concluding with this anomaly, when they actually saw that Sedna had an irregular orbit, they were shocked to find out that they were so lucky of finding Sedna in a 1 in 60 chance orbit in its 12,000-year-long loop around the sun. When these 2 astronomers saw this, they were thinking, yes, there is no way this is random. And they started to look even further into the cosmic backyard of there being the Planet X. But this was actually not the first theory they came up with. The first theory they actually came up with is there being a rogue star passing by the solar system and started pulling on Sedna to its own solar system, or the sun capturing Sedna from another system. But these explanations didn't last long, as we started finding more and more of these protoplanets with pretty much the same orbit as Sedna. If Planet X really exists, it had to have an elliptical orbit to the protoplanets that is flogging off of the solar system. And you might be tempted to think that finding Planet X should be easy. Just look out on any object going along this pathway. But this is only one of 6 different orbital patterns that could explain this anomaly. Because we're talking about a planet 2 to 15 times larger than the Earth, orbiting at least 200 to 2,000 astronomical units from the sun. FYI, astronomical unit means the average distance between the Earth and the sun. And the fact how utterly dim this planet would be, it's also another reason why it's so hard to find. So now you know how hard it is to actually find this mysterious planet X. What do you expect these places to be like? Well, you might be tempted to think that Planet X we know absolutely nothing about it because we haven't even found it yet and we don't even know it exists. That's actually not true. We know its potential masses and we can actually predict it with those few additional information. With the planet being nearly twice to 15 times larger than the Earth, it would produce a world very similar to Neptune and might have pretty much the same materials on its atmosphere as Neptune or Uranus. With anomia or methane, if Planet X also exists, it might also have a very thin or very visible ring system. And the color of this planet, I chose this being a dark bluish navy color due to it being very similar to Neptune and Uranus. So yeah, Planet X is actually really difficult to find. But these well-respected astronomers are not giving up, and they might be very close to finding it. Because right now they're actually sending documents to many telescopes to actually finding this planet. So in the near future, we actually might have a Planet X to the cosmic backyard. If you guys want to see more of these planets, I'm actually very happy to explain all of the hypothetical objects lurking in our solar system yet to be discovered. But for now, I'm asking you to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you in the next video.